Okay, so I've been a fan of My Little Pony for since season 3. So I think I want to say like a while now. It's hard to say. And recently I've been thinking about something as I rewatch MLP for the 50th goddamn time. Jesus Christ. And that would have to be Twilight's reaction to curses when Zecora comes to town. You know, because she seems to like completely disregard the idea that curses even exist. Like completely. Like she's like, what the fuck? Curses? Nah, that's some bullshit, dude. Previously in the season 1 pilot, she reacts to Nightmare Moon being Luna and is surprised by it because, well, that was not included in the story. It was just like Nightmare Moon just grew jealous and she is Nightmare Moon. There was no Luna to it. And so I think she would look at that and be like, huh, maybe there's some dark magic here. But maybe she didn't know it was dark magic, because, like, ponies can transform, like, high-level magic, and she'd probably assume that since Luna is an alicorn and Celestia is an alicorn too, that they could probably transform into various things with powerful enough magic, which they definitely have. Or at least I think they have. But I'm not exactly sure how powerful Celestia and Luna are in reality. Anyways, that's a different point for another day. And so then we move on to an episode like Return of the Crystal Empire. That one, the season 3 premiere. We can see from her reaction to Celestia casting the dark magic spell that she was completely unaware that dark magic was even a thing. So I'm like, okay, so I guess this really confirms that she's unaware that dark magic and curses were legitimately a thing. Maybe she was just like ignorant, or like she kind of was kind of aware of them, but she didn't want to acknowledge them because they weren't in any of her books. And at this point, she was pretty trustworthy in her books, and well, she didn't really like straying out of them still here. Like by the end of season 3, she has, because she's fully accepted friendship. But at this point, I mean, she's accepted it. I mean, otherwise she wouldn't have become an element of harmony. However, she still hasn't evolved to that point where she could really, like, come to an understanding of various other things outside of her book. They're like her holy grail. Or holy Bible, I guess. Multiple. And so, she was genuinely surprised here, and then I wonder why Celestia didn't tell her about dark magic and curses sooner. Yeah, sure, before she had the elements of harmony, I can understand why she would be so hesitant to do it. But after she got the elements of harmony, I don't see why she would be. Like, sure, previous, she didn't want another Sunset Shimmer who kind of went to the dark side, and had Sunset Shimmer known more about dark magic, she probably, let's just say, probably would have done worse than what she did. And so, what we can see here is that Celestia just doesn't seem to really trust Twilight that much at all. She still expects her to write letters to her at this point, which, honestly understandable. She's just worried about her, and she continues to be worried about her. She wants her to learn on her own, but at the same time, she doesn't want Twi writing back to her like, yes, friendship is something that can be conquered with magic, and you can force people to be your friends. But we learn, why didn't she show her sooner, though? Like, I get it, Sombra was a big threat, so she felt like she had no other choice to show her. But would she have never told her about it otherwise? Like, would Twi have ever learned had Sombra never returned about dark magic? So, that's one thing. But then I go to the Magic Duel episode. Trixie gets the Alicorn Amulet, which seems to be powered by dark magic. If we're going by dark magic, causes the user's eyes to get all funky and green, since green is like an evil color in this show. And she seems to be unaware of it, but of course that's clearly because Trixie, as even under the spell of dark magic, is a showman pony at heart, and so she's able to kind of distract other ponies from the amulet she was wearing. The only reason people noticed it, well, the main 6 noticed it, was because, well, they had been around her for so long, so they had time to be like, huh, that thing on her, that little amulet she has, looks a little funky. Even then, they didn't really notice that. The only reason they realized it is because Twilight had a book about it, and so they were like, huh, interesting. But amulets aside, the book is what I'm really interested in here. See, she has this book about an amulet that is able to strengthen the user's power with probably dark magic and a curse, because the curse being the longer they have the amulet on, the more evil they become, which you can see as a curse, and uses dark magic to enhance their abilities. And so, well, at least that's how I see it. Of course, the amulet's power can be determined, but I think there's definitely a curse aspect to it. And so, either she obtained this book before Celestia had told her about dark magic, or after Celestia had told her about dark magic. If it was after, then she had a lot of time to get pretty... No, if it was after, she wouldn't have had any time to get intimate with the book at all. Because, yeah, she can study well, but she doesn't automatically retain everything from each book. She didn't immediately notice, and when she did notice, she was like, oh, the Alicorn Amulet. And she knew it couldn't be removed, but had she been more attentive to the book, she probably would have noticed, despite Trixie's showmanship nonetheless. However, that's, I guess, up for debate, and I will acknowledge that. But if she had obtained it before Celestia told her, then it wouldn't make sense for her to be surprised by the dark magic, considering she would have known it existed at that point. Go to Inspiration Manifestation. At this point, Twilight is well aware of dark magic and curses and the fact that they are real. I want to go and talk about Celestia herself here. See, I can understand her reasons for not telling Twilight before the Elements of Harmony, but she doesn't really have many reasons after. See, I guess I love Celestia, right? I love Celestia as much as the next guy. She's great, she's funny, and she's cute, and I feel like she's a little bit incompetent at times, to say the least. See, I didn't think to tell Twilight at all about dark magic and the fact that dark magic is something that exists and that curses are too. She could have at least told her about it, rather than telling her anything about how to, get to it or use dark magic, because that part's understandable enough, but why didn't she tell her it at least existed? Like, hey, heads up, you might see some stuff like dark magic. If you do, you can hit me up, because otherwise Twilight would have been clueless about what kind of magic was being used, because as we could tell from the Sakura episode, she didn't believe it existed, so she probably would have tried to find some other solution and not talk to Celestia about it because she wouldn't have understood. Of course, this kind of makes me think, had it not been for Sombra, there could have been another situation. Well, Magic Duel would have eventually happened nonetheless. She probably would have not had that book given Sombra never invading, and so she would have never known what to do about Trixie. Yeah, Celestia could have come around, but Trixie can literally use aging magic at this point, so just press Control Z on Celestia and Luna, bada boom bada bang, done. Threat dealt with. We're just lucky that Trixie didn't have more ambitious goals and was more focused on revenge and ruling Ponyville as a way of taunting Twilight. However, I feel as though there's a bit more to Celestia's incompetence in some ways, but I still love her. I don't think she's completely incompetent because she had been careful about selecting where Twilight had went in the first place, and so she had known that the friends that Twilight would make would be good ones that she could trust and at least lean into a bit here. Until all those times that Celestia told her not to tell her friends about anything, but that's unrelated at the moment. Let's go on to the Inspiration Manifestation. Not even Celestia nor Luna was aware of what kind of dark magic that was, because Twilight didn't know, and otherwise they would have talked to each other, be like, hey, do you know what's going on? And Celestia and Luna would have been like, yes, this is going on. And she would have been like, ah. And so I don't think Celestia and Luna were even aware this kind of book existed in their old home. And so that makes me think, since Star Swirl was their teacher, right? He would have been aware of this book. He probably was the one who hid it even. And so why didn't he tell them about it? They were going to be the rulers of Equestria, pretty much, right? Because they were princesses at this point, and they just had his, aid with certain things. But he didn't tell them about this book, which is clearly a huge threat, because it could pretty much do anything. Had it not been for Spike, Rarity probably could have easily obliterated Equestria. We don't know how powerful this book is, but from what we did see and just how much of a toll it took on all the princesses just to dispel the magic, yeah, I don't think it would have been Rarity would have been an easy threat to deal with. But even going on with this, why didn't Star Swirl tell her? Or any of them? Well, here's my solution. Alzheimer's. That's the end of my TED talk.